I want to show you the area where we're talking about, where the search took place today. Drone Cam 13 flew over the rural area where 13-year-old Abby Williams and Libby German went missing yesterday afternoon. They were last seen near an abandoned railroad bridge and where family members say they had gone hiking. Eyewitness News reporter Rich Van Wyk joins me now.
Day 2, Jake Johns, 10 a.m. Prosecutor Stacy Diener, please tell the jury your name. Johns. Johns adjusts his mic. He's chewing gum and appears relaxed. I'm Jake Johns. I'm in my 60s. I've been a lifelong resident of Delphi. Diener. Do you know the German family? Johns. My wife worked with Becky, Jennifer Johns. I did not know the family of Abigail Williams. Diener. February 13th, 2017. Did you learn that Abby and Libby were missing? Did you or your wife do anything to assist the search? Johns. No. I work at a propane company. I was delivering propane. Diener. February 14th, 2017. Did you become involved? Johns. Shane Haven and me were asked if we would be willing to go search. We said absolutely. The propane company offered their employees to go and search. Note. Johns is looking at the jury and addressing them as he speaks on the stand. Diener, were you involved in meeting at the city building? Johns, no. We were searching for the tie-dyed shirt. That was the main thing we were looking for. My wife told me. We parked at Riley Park. Please note, Holman, Luttrell, and Mullen are preparing the 8-foot by 4-foot exhibit of the map to go on the easel in the well of the court. I presumed it was in case of technical difficulties, but they brought it out almost immediately. Johns. Riley Park was downtown. It took us 4 hours to get there. This is where we started searching. Johns points to the map. We followed the riverbed all the way to the high bridge. I stayed on the bottom side the entire time. I started at 8:30 a.m. at Riley Park and arrived to the high bridge at noon. I found clothing in the water. The tie-dyed shirt was in the water. Diener, can you tell it's a shirt? Johns, yes, the colors in February. Diener, Shane Haven is who you were with? Johns, yes. Diener, anyone else in your group? Johns, no. Diener, when you see the clothing, what do you do? Johns, on the private drive number 25, there was a local fireman walking around. We talked to him and told him. He was from Camden, Eric Erskine. Diener, did you consider crossing the water? Johns, Shane tried halfway, but it was deep. We tried to contact the fire department and the police department, but we couldn't get a signal. Shane walked across the high bridge. I watched him the entire time. We were up on the driveway. Diener, show where you were on the private drive. Did he communicate to you? Johns, we found the shirt. We found some black Nike shoes. I was looking in the direction across. It was just them. Nobody was over there searching. I'm not really familiar. From the Weber Drive to the High Bridge was 10 to 15 additional feet. Diener, when you're standing there, could you see people searching? Johns, no. Prior to reaching the High Bridge, there were people searching. Nobody was searching the Webers on the south side in or near the water, only on the other side. The fireman contacted someone that lived on that side to come down. Pat Brown was coming. I don't know him. Pat Brown was contacted. Brad German, his wife, and Kelsey, M and B, showed up at the time Pat Brown was coming down. I knew them personally. I have never been to the High Bridge. Diener, you lived here your whole life and never knew of or had been to the High Bridge? Johns, no. Shane sounded. We have found the bodies. We could not see Abby and Libby. We went out at the Webers. 10:20 a.m. Diener enters exhibit number 7 and number 8, which are pictures of a map and clothing in the water. Is this a photo of what you've seen? Johns, yes. I never crossed the creek into the area where the bodies were found. Cross-examination. OJ. To FBI agent Rich Davies in 2019. You made statements that you could see shoe prints. Johns. Other guys did. I didn't. OJ. Did you tell law enforcement about shoe prints? Johns. Yes. OJ. Was it easy to see the clothes? Johns. Yes. They were where the water wasn't too deep. OJ. The water was flowing pretty well? Johns. Not really. OJ. You said it was weird there was only one fireman? Johns. Correct. OJ. You could hear Pat Brown? Johns. Yes. OJ. Sound travels pretty easily out there. Johns. Yeah. OJ. After Pat Brown walked down, could you see? Johns. Couldn't see, we could hear. OJ. Were you in an elevated position? Johns. Yes. OJ. Mr. Johns, you were here? She points to the map. Did you know where Pat Brown was coming from? Johns. Yeah, straight across. This is the end of Jake Johns' testimony on day 2.